Hi, my name is Ritesh Bawri and I'm the founder of Breathe Again, a platform dedicated to helping you live a very long and a very healthy life. We all look for quick fixes. It's not surprising. We're all used to instant coffee. But good health is actually a journey that's built on pillars. There are 6 pillars that matter when you're dealing with health. These are breathing, exercise, meditation, sleep, toxicity, and nutrition. I'm going to try and unwrap all of this for you in the next couple of minutes so that we can understand what this means and how you can apply this to your life so that you can actually be healthy and live a very long life. Let's start with nutrition, what I believe is actually the mother of good health. Unless you can fix your nutrition, actually it's unlikely that you're going to be in good health. I know there are lots of people who tell you it's a 70-30 split between exercise and nutrition, a 50-50 split between exercise and nutrition. Actually, I don't think this is a 0-1 issue. I think nutrition is something you need to fix in addition to fixing all the other things. There are 3 principles that matter when you're dealing with nutrition, what I call quantity, composition, and quality. Quantity just simply means eating as much as your body needs. Your body is a machine. It needs energy to function. If you feed it the amount of energy it needs on a per day basis, you're likely to be in homeostasis or balance. So don't eat too much, but certainly don't eat too little. Diet is usually when you're ending up eating too little. Certainly don't eat too little because that's going to make you sick. Eating just the right amounts of food really matter. The second thing that really matters is what we call composition. Your body is sophisticated, which means it needs many things to function. Vitamins, minerals, things that you might not actually be familiar with. Chromium, for example, selenium, for example. Your body absolutely needs these things to function. They're essential. So unless you get every single thing that your body needs, you're not going to be healthy. The third, by definition, is quality. If you're going to focus on your quantity and your composition, the tolerance for rubbish in your diet is actually fairly low. I'm not saying you can't enjoy the occasional drink. I'm not saying you can't enjoy the occasional dessert. But the tolerance for rubbish is actually fairly low in your diet. So if you want to be in good health and you want to focus on your nutrition, the 3 critical principles are what I call quality, composition, and quantity. Eat as much as you need, eat everything you need, and predominantly eat quality food. Now let's focus on exercise. Why is exercise important for you? Most people try and exercise when they want to lose some weight, but actually counterintuitively, if you exercise properly, you'd add muscle. If you added muscle, by definition, you're actually adding some weight. So exercise is not the right way to end up losing weight. In fact, exercise is necessary. Think of it as maintenance. So you're maintaining your body when you're exercising. When you exercise, you're actually stressing your muscles, your bone, your lung, your heart. That stress is actually really good for the body. It's called hormesis, a little bit of stress. It's really good for your body. Whenever your body is stressed in that fashion, it repairs and restores. So you build stronger bones, you build better muscle, stronger muscle. You build stronger heart muscles, you build stronger lung muscles. And so by this process of repair and restore, you're actually making your body stronger. So the reason to exercise is longevity. You want to be fit and healthy even when you're 100. And that's the reason to exercise. There are 4 forms of exercise that matter. What you call strength training, what you call cardiovascular, what you call flexibility, and what you call mobility or joint training. Ensure that you get all 4 forms of exercise whenever you're exercising. But do exercise not to lose weight, but to ensure that your body is in good shape. Also to ensure that your body has longevity. You're able to use it when you're old. Now we turn to sleep. I grew up thinking that sleep was for lazy people. It's not really important to sleep. For example, money never got made when you're sleeping. But sleep is that time when your body is repairing itself. So in that 8-hour period, it's not just your cells, it's your DNA. It's literally every single part of your body that's repairing and restoring. Your brain, for example, flushes itself in an 8-hour cycle. It eliminates all the toxins, the plaque that's built up. If you don't do that, all 3 functions of your brain, motor function, speech function, and memory function actually get impaired. You certainly want to ensure that you're sleeping at least 8 hours a night. I know there are people who talk about biphasic, sleeping for 4 hours and then waking up and then sleeping for another 4 hours. The science doesn't stack up. You really need to sleep in an 8-hour cycle. The best times to sleep are actually 8 p.m. to 4 a.m. If that doesn't work for you, sleep later, but ensure that you get 8 hours of sleep because that's the time when your body is repairing and restoring. 90-minute cycles where you get both REM and non-REM sleep. 90-minute cycles are important, typically about 5 such cycles. That gives you roughly about 450 minutes, or roughly about the 8 hours that we're talking about. One of the most interesting questions I get asked all the time is, but my grandfather lived to 100 and he was totally okay. You're right, your grandfather probably lived to 100 and he was probably totally okay. But you have to consider the fact that he lived in an environment that was extremely clean. The food that he ate was extremely clean. He most likely did not use very many chemicals in his life. I doubt very much that he was using perfume, or he was using many of the chemicals that actually make their way into our lives. He certainly did not drink from a plastic bottle. That's the reason why grandfathers were extremely healthy, the ones that were. Today, unfortunately, we live in an extremely toxic environment. From the clothes we wear, to the shampoo and soap that we use, to the food we eat, everything is actually toxic. You'll be surprised, but even perhaps the carpet that you have in your home, the linen that you use for your bed sheets, they're all probably toxic. What toxicity does is it actually impairs the functioning of your cells. The cells are what you're made out of. A human body has on average, they say about 40 trillion cells. These cells need to be healthy. Toxicity or the ingestion of anything that's toxic to the human body impairs the ability for these cells to function. There are 2 or 3 things that primarily affect you when it comes to toxicity. Anything that touches your body, anything that you eat, and the environment that you're in, which is primarily, I would say, your bedroom, living room, and perhaps your workspace. These are the 3 places where you're likely to ingest toxicity. So focus on the places that you work, sleep in, and live in. Focus on anything that touches your body, and focus on what you eat. If you're able to manage the toxins going into your body from these sources, more likely than not, you're going to be okay. I know we worry about pollution in the environment, and I'm not saying that's not a problem, but I'm just saying for you, what really matters is anything that's touching your body, anything that you're eating, and anything that's in your immediate environment. So do take care of your toxicity. It will lead to problems in the long run. Now finally, let's turn to breathing. Breathing is actually extremely important for the human body. If you think about it, the human body's instinct is to survive. In order to survive, you need to breathe, you need to drink water, you need to eat, and you need to sleep. These are 4 primary requirements if you wish to survive. So today we're going to focus on breathing. It was not a subject I thought about a whole lot. It's an involuntary reflex. You breathe all the time. And it's not something I paid too much attention to. But in the last couple of years, I've started to realize just how important it is to understand how you breathe and make sure that you breathe well. So let me talk about some metrics that might help you understand how well you're breathing. For example, you should be breathing about 10 to 12 times a minute. Most people are at about 25 or even 30. You should be able to take in breath and hold it ordinarily for at least 30 to 40 seconds. You should be able to expel breath and again hold it ordinarily at least for 30 to 40 seconds. Breathing is something that gives your body oxygen and releases carbon dioxide. Now, most of us are aware of the fact that we need oxygen, but carbon dioxide was a topic that was a little confusing. We used to think of carbon dioxide as that evil gas, something that you needed to expel. But you'll be surprised that carbon dioxide actually plays a very vital role in your body. It regulates the blood acidity or the pH value of your blood. I know we drink water and we drink all kinds of things to regulate the acidity and alkalinity level of our body. But frankly, actually, if you focus on your breathing, you'll be able to regulate it far better. So the way to regulate the alkalinity or acidity of your blood through breathing is actually to regulate the amount of carbon dioxide that's in your blood. To do that, what you need to do is slow down your breathing. When you breathe 30 times a minute, you're expelling far too much carbon dioxide. So your carbon dioxide level falls, actually lowering the acidity of your body, which can actually trigger a panic attack. So if you slow down your breathing and say breathe about 10 to 12 times a minute, your body is retaining carbon dioxide for a far longer time, regulating the amount of carbon dioxide and ensuring that the blood acidity is fine. So focus on your breathing, count how many times you're breathing, count how long you can hold your breath when all air is expelled, and count how long you can hold your breath when air is actually inhaled. There are many tricks and techniques you can use. Box breathing is something I use to actually regulate how much I breathe. You count in to a count of 8, hold to a count of 8, release to a count of 8, and hold again to a count of 8. That's an excellent way for you to regulate the way you breathe. But do practice how you breathe. Understand, in fact, first how you breathe, and make sure that you're breathing properly, because breath is literally prana. Breath is life.